They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan pants don't...
Yeah, what up, YouTube? It's your boy, another Zod, back at you, y'all savage. Anyway, I'm going to get into something in particular. It's basically like I like to do when I make any type of video that might be somewhat controversial. I like to let it marinate for a second and come back later and speak on it. Just basically to see how much hate came towards the video, how many positivity and how many people were really picking each other's brain to see exactly why the issue occurred in the first place. And for the most part, the issue occurred because dude was speaking reckless from the mouth. And like I said, when I made my video, wasn't in response to put any particular group down. And don't take that as an apology, because it's not. It's just saying the real ones recognize the real and the fake ones will always be butthurt by it. But before I even do that, I'm going to send my shots out. But me and my son did the live reaction to Almighty J to his song Let Me Breathe. It was based in response to, you know, he had that little incident where he, you know, got his little fight on, whatever. They caught him lacking later on, packed him out, cut his face, got like 350 stitches. So we responded to that, and like, you know, it's a little comic, but at the same time, dude did get hurt. So, you know, hopefully dude is doing better. But anyway, I'm going to drop the link to that channel. Like I said, it's Baalsavvy and K2Zod. Also, shout out to D-God first. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. He be spitting. You know, he's really trying to get his channel out there on IG. So, go ahead and check him out. Also, a song called Lit. I think it's called Lit and Wavy. Video 6 featuring Drizzle. Directed by Big Stone from, my boyfriend kingsqaudtv in Rotan, Honduras. So just go ahead and check that out. I'm going to drop the link to that. And I'm going to send my shots out real quick. Shout out to 805. Shout out to Ventura, Simi Valley, Long Post, Santa Maria, San Paulo, Oceano. And to all the other homies from 805. Spencer, if I couldn't mention you, but I'll catch you in the next video. But like I said, this is basically in response to the last video, Savas. I want to get into something, you know, because there's people that basically, you know, they got at me and, you know, they felt as if I didn't go hard enough. And then some felt that I may have went a little bit too hard, but they didn't really want to put it out there like that. But it's just basically not giving me glesha, but just, you know, a friendly, you know, just, you know, hey, homie, that was feeding me the way you did it. But, you know, don't even trip on it. But I'm just going to answer this and say this, you know, for the people that may not understand. But whenever you represented something as long as I have, just like there's other homies that have been representing something for even longer than that, you're always gonna feel some type of way about it. And it's, how should I say, it's to be expected when you're dealing with certain mentalities. See, now other things I kind of like exclude myself from because it brings on problems, and it's it's one of those things that's constantly going in a circle. And if you know, put yourself in that path, you're only going to get caught up and continue to, it's a revolving door, you know what I mean? It's like constantly in and out the same way. You go out, you come back in the same way. So I chose to step back and avoid that. So when I do videos like this, it's not necessarily to disrespect anybody's group, gang, whatever. Like, I don't really trip out on that. You know what I mean? It's just mostly to address something as a homie. You know, I felt some type of way about it, and that's just the way it is. And that's to any particular group that, you know, say if the homie says something about any other gang, you know what I mean, that had something that had, you know, race was involved. You know, they're going to feel some type of way about it. You see it every day when you dudes on the street and people on each other for absolutely no reason outside of the fact that they just don't like the other dude because he may be this race, or, you know, maybe their homies got smoked by this dude, but since they were the same race, that's why they feel some type of way about it. And to be honest, I don't give two fucks about it. I don't feel no type of way about nothing. I only respond on what I choose to respond. And, you know, people can say, you know, pretty much what they want. I've had dudes get at me and, you know, felt like I mentioned them. But I'm just going to be like this. If I don't mention your name, and this is no shot at nobody, but if I don't mention your name in my video, it's because it ain't no need to mention your name. A lot of dudes are either trolls looking for attention, or fools that want to, you know, try to rile you up. But at the end of the day, it ain't moving nothing. Woofing on the internet and woofing in comments means absolutely nothing. People see me on the street every freaking day. And like I said, I'm not out there pushing no line. To me, I'm about this. Establish my clothing line. Paying my respect to, you know, the homies, not what y'all might think, but just to every camarada I might see on the street, and to any man that I might see on the street that actually has some respect, somewhat of a sense of respect about himself, you know what I mean? And those are the ones I tend to like fuck with. The rest, the ones that, you know, and not even that knuckleheads, just the one that feel like they want to be on that, pushing that line, you know what I mean? I don't fuck with them. I'll tell you a situation today, like I was, you know, I was on my way to pick somebody up, and, you know, I just so happened to pass by a homie in the lane, and I kind of felt like he was playing me a little bit too close as far as his driving. And then, you know, we had words, you know what I'm saying? But I think it was like a misunderstanding. Like I tend to sometimes take things out of context, and I got to remind myself that it's just not that type of page. Like you must always be respectful to the next man. And when he said his neighborhood, I kind of reverted back to my old ways and banged right back on him, because he told me his neighborhood. And when he told me where his neighborhood was at, I let him know where my neighborhood was at and banged him again. And basically, like, if there was an issue, but, you know, at the end of the day, I caught myself and kind of just like let it go. Because, like, if that would have happened in the past, the first thing is like, if you tell me your neighborhood and you don't pull over to get that, and especially if we don't got beef, like, I'm just gonna shine it on. Like, some fools, like, you know, they might have responded in a different way, but at the end of the day, when somebody say something to me and they don't push that line, I just take it as we're just establishing that not connection, but establishing that line of respect. Like, okay, this is me, that's you, and, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? It's cool. You go on your way, I go. It's like the author told me something about, you know, he's just trying to get home, and that's the same. I was trying to get to my destination, but, you know, just with that little, you know, misunderstanding, it could have got a lot bad. But, you know, we're able to just, I went my way, he went his way, and it was just like that. And, you know, not all situations end like that. And I tell you like this, that's why when I tell you I come on here and I don't go as hard as I could on people, for one, there's no need to wolf on cats. There's no need for me to point out every little detail about their character flaw, or what they don't have and what we have and what we're about and what they're about. At the end of the day, it's like this. Anybody can get caught lacking. I don't give a fuck if you swole, if you got the biggest gun. That's the name of the game is if you got a gun, you pull and you don't bust first, you're a dead man. And that's just honest to God fact. That's why I refrain from doing stupid things. Nobody is God on here. So you can always get caught slipping. And like you said, for the most part, if you see from when I was in Vegas to anywhere I go, I'm about my business as a man. As far as disrespecting people's gangs in order to get people to recognize me even more, that's garbage. I would be doing the same thing that dude BG Knockout and a lot of other dudes. They clout chasing, looking for reasons to, because controversy brings views, straight out. So if I really wanted to get views, I would have said something inflammatory, even worse than a washed up rapper talking about what he think he know about the homies because he may have ran into a couple of bad seeds. But at the end of the day, when you do certain things of that nature, it only perpetuates violence. See, it's too easy to do that. And like I said, that's the whole thing why I tell mountains on this channel, like, to try to deter them. Because like I said, I still have my issues. I still get angry as if I'm a 15-year-old and want to go bust. Like, if we got issues, I know cats ain't really trying to get the knuckles. So it's like the first instinct is to bust. And where does that lead? At the end of the day, you end up in a cage. I just got a family member that just got out from doing over 20 years. We went in the same time. He came out a lot later. And it's just, you know what I'm saying, because he came in a little later. But you know what I'm saying, it's like that. At the end of the day, it's to get your money. You see, I give people their shout outs is basically to address certain things, but it's to create a lane. And little by little, no matter what anybody says, I'm creating a lane. And my homies are constantly jumping in it, and anybody else. It's no black and brown thing. People make it what they want because it's easier for them. It's easy for somebody to see Zod and figure, oh, fuck this fool, he don't want to represent his own. But I do. My skin is pushing it every day. But at the end of the day, it's about what you're about and where you come from. And at the end of the day, I came from a bottom. And that's another thing. Like, I'll address some of the cats, and sorry to get off point, I'll come with a better topic, but this is just to address certain fools. You got fools that come on here and they say, you know, everything about what their bottom do and what my bottom is not. But at the end of the day, where was these cats when I was out there bang? Because the record is stellar. Like, the record is stellar, and I don't have no losses to none of you. So just be honest, dog. Like, if you go hit up on the walls, that means that little kids do that. They tag on walls every day. You know what I mean? To me, you ain't doing nothing but scribbling on the wall. If you come by and do a drive-by, that's lame stuff. That means absolutely, if you ain't getting out and you ain't putting it to somebody, you're lame. So that's why I refrain from even really responding to cats that be saying they about anything, because at the end of the day, if you my homies are still living. Your homies are still living. You should be happy with that fact, instead of coming on the internet and telling everybody about how you'll kill somebody, like, or how you kill somebody. Like, you're asking to go to jail for the rest of your life, and then you'll cry about it later on and probably turn state evidence on one of your homies in order to get out. That's what I'm saying. Like, for the people that watch my channel, know that even though I may have started off a little controversial, at the end of the day, it's to get to one point. And that's to create a lane and get somewhere. Because it's easy to go back to the pen. I'm used to it, and it's just... But once you're in there, I mean, you're just another number. And that's a proven fact. I'm not the hardest homie in the world. I'm just about my business. I got mad love for my car, and it's just the way it is. And I'm not talking about just the lie. I'm talking about the car in the whole. But it ain't about gangbang no more. It's just about, you know, self-representation. You know what I mean? Keep yourself, it's like... You got to keep yourself solid, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if I let some fool come and bitch me down, then what type of author would I be? But for the, you know, for the cats that really feel like, you know, they out there looking for that type of business, like, your best bet is just to go get at some youngster that's out there full-fledging, you know what I mean? Because they're just, you know, wolfing on the internet at an old man, it's kind of like, and I'm an old man, you can see the gray hairs. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. Just... you know, I'm just gonna end it on that note, you know what I mean? And hopefully I have something better to talk about. But to the people that felt like I didn't go hard enough, Spencer, that's just me, you know what I mean? I just learned a long time ago, if you ain't gonna do it in person, then no need to wolf on them in the internet. It's no need to let people know exactly how deep our shit runs, because at the end of the day, only one gotta deal with those consequences of letting too much shit be known as me, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't hard to recognize who I am, you know what I mean? My channel's not even at 16,000 and people already be knowing my face. So, you know, everybody gotta be, you know, you can be with the business, but you also gotta know that some things your mouth stay stitched on. Because if you don't stay stitched, they get stitched and you don't breathe after death. So, you know, yeah, on that note, you know, to all the homies that I gave shots out, to all the 805, the 818s, the 213s, 323s, 310s, 562s. You know, all the homies from OC, IE, you know what I'm saying, and beyond, Dago, you know what I'm saying, to the homies upstate, Big Orland Grande, Chico, you know what I mean, Fairfield, you know, and to the rest of the homies that's up there, Bay Recon doing this thing, like, you know, shouts out to everybody, Savas, and, you know, if you're really about that, get your lane, and forget about all this negativity, and just, like, understand that when I make videos, I may not go as hard as I should, but... You know, some things are just better left unsaid. You know, it's better to bust a grape when you bust a grape than to let somebody know you're busting a grape. You know what I'm saying? It may not make no sense to you, but it did to me. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod. Go ahead and check out Baalsavvy and K2 Zod. If you want your videos, you know, drop in the comment on that channel and let me know what you think. And on that note, you enjoy the rest of your night. I'm Zod. Happy Friday, and I'm out.
Kneel before Zod!